is good, baby? Welcome to not the Nothing But Sports show. Not let's talk about it. No battle rap. We're not talking battle rap. We are uncensored for something totally different. We went uncensored. Zion Williamson is making headlines. The New Orleans Pelicans have came out and said, reportedly, that they are willing to move him. What's going on, Keo?
Man, when when this came out, man, I was not surprised by it. We all know what the reason is behind this. Don't give me no injuries nonsense because he's been injury every single year since he's been with the league. Don't give me no he's out of shape. He's been out of shape since he's came out of Duke. It's because of one thing. Don't only Miss Mariah Mills. This is a complete distraction for this team right now. Nobody needs this right now. Zion Williamson's fat ass been sitting.
What?
I don't
Watch
know.
your mouth. Watch your mouth.
I don't know. Okay, fine. He's not fat. He's just he looks like a damn grenade. That's what it is.
He's
Um
explosive.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
explosive.
Explosive means big. Okay. It's this is all your guys' fault. You guys want to give all the crawfish. You guys want to get all the gumbos, jambalaya, you name it, man. King cake. This is all your guys' fault in Louisiana, and that nobody else to blame. You guys knew this was gonna happen when you guys drafted him. No, but all joking aside, man. but I think it was just a couple of things that came to it. Obviously, the huge contract he's owed 33 million going into next season. It's not going to take a huge hit on them as far as salary cap goes, but moving forward, it will. The injury issues also obviously he has been overshaped, but you could say how overshaped the guy's been. The dude's averaging over 20 plus a game. So I mean, what more you want to say? I mean, if I have somebody that's overweight that's averaging 25 plus a game, I'm taking that. What? You kidding me? But then on top of that, he's in the news for the wrong reasons. The scandal with him and Mariah Mills, the adult film star. Make sure you go follow her on OnlyFans if you guys do have one. but but yeah, this is what it is though. It's not a good look for somebody that's supposed to be the future, the face of a franchise, somebody that people look up to. So Pelicans, they ain't afraid to scare their star player. They did it with Anthony Davis, and obviously they're willing to do it with the Pelicans. So I am not surprised by this at all.
Teresa Weatherspoon and the Pelicans parted ways. A lot of people say that Teresa Weatherspoon and Zion are really close when it comes to the organization and the player. So that's just another, you know, little piece of information I'm gonna drop right here, right now. Um, I'm a bit shocked. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a bit
Wow.
shocked. Zion's 22 years old. I mean, you remember the hype coming out of Duke. I remember the hype coming out of Duke. I'm a Duke fan. I love Duke. Loved Coach K when he was there. Still root for Duke. But I'm just saying when Coach K was there, and that team with R.J. Barrett, Cam Reddish, and Zion Williamson, they were nasty. And Zion was, everybody was saying that he was the next big thing in sports, next big thing in basketball. And lo and behold, the Pelicans got the number one pick. They drafted him, and he's only 22 years old. And
So
now we're
why trade
talking,
him?
huh?
So why
What?
trade him if he's only 22?
Hey man, we're gonna talk about that. Should they trade him or should they not trade him? Or, and if they do trade him, I should say, what would be good compensation to get back? I'm just sitting here right now saying I'm a bit surprised because he's only 22. That team is so young, so talented. Y'all know I'm a Pelicans fan. You know I'm ripping the boot all day. Louisiana stand up. But I am a bit surprised. But if they make the move, oh, we about to light the internet up. I got a trade, baby. If the Pelicans are gonna make a move that makes all the sense in the world for this to take place. But I'm gonna let you go first, Keo. I'm gonna let you go first.
So
Don't steal my thunder.
so
Don't
the
steal my
Pelicans,
thunder.
so
Name some other trades offers that you and I spoke about, and I'm gonna shake the room. And I want you to tell me if the Pelicans are crazy or should they do it. But give me a trade scenario. If they're gonna trade him, what would be good compensation back for Zion?
so he's young. I don't think the Pelicans should trade him because you look at this team, they were the seventh seed overall. And without him playing with, the likes of Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, Valanciunas, who's I'm not a big fan of, and they got the bench, the young guys also like Alvarado, Murphy, Hayes. So I just don't see why they would trade him. Off of based off a lot of the issues that has happened. The situation right now with the film star. I don't think they should trade him. But if that was to happen, a team that I am looking my eye on is the Houston Rockets, man. Houston Rockets, they got a lot of draft capital. They got a lot of the young stars. I'm not sure what direction the Pelicans are trying to go. If you're trying to win now, why do that? There's no point of you doing that if you're trying to win right now. I would add somebody like a Jabari Smith Jr., Kevin Porter Jr., um, two draft picks, first round draft picks, all of that just for Zion Williamson. But teams got to think about though. There was like, why do they want to trade with Zion Williamson? Let me go on social media. Let me look at the track history with Zion
Oh
Williamson.
God, here we go.
You really gotta think about that though. Why are they trying to get rid of Valiant Williamson? He's a young guy. He's very explosive. He's a double type of guy. Why? Just why? But those type of things I would, keep track on. But that's a team that I would definitely go for is the Houston Rockets because they're willing to wheel and deal. Look at them. They're willing to bring back James Harden, and they got a lot of draft capital, and they got a lot of good pieces. If you want young pieces, those are the young pieces to go after. Another team that I'm looking to that I got my eye on also for them is the Portland Trailblazers. Damian Lillard's name continues to be in the mix. I think they got the third overall pick. They could do something with that. Maybe a Damian Lillard and the third overall pick for a Zion Williamson. I don't know if they're willing to do that, but Dame's a game changer. Impact sells tickets. He puts on a show. And you line them up, reunite them with CJ McCollum, who they have chemistry with, and with a Brandon Ingram. That's gonna call for a huge problem, man. If you put Damian Lillard in the Pelican, it'll make me want to watch a
Don't
Pelicans
do
game
that.
more.
Don't do that. Don't be disrespectful.
No, people don't watch the Pelican games. They're not like a big market team.
They're
When you
not,
got
but they're
when you
still
have
very
somebody
exciting.
But would you have somebody that is a box office attraction like Damian Lillard? The showmanship of this guy, the guy, this guy, I'm not saying he is Steph Curry, but he's one of the type of guys that could pull up from anywhere. So Damian Lillard, man, that would be great to see. Obviously, um, the Blazers, I mean, the Pelicans don't have no point guard. Who are you gonna play? Jose Alvarado, CJ
What is going on
McCollum.
with you? Hold on. You just gave the man props, then you double back and now talking bad about him. I mean, I just don't get
I'm just saying in that position though, man. Like a point guard position, you need a point guard, man. You need a general, man.
Man, you
Somebody
could
that
put
can take.
CJ right there. CJ showed time and time again last year that he can do it.
Obviously, when you have an actual point guard on the team, he ain't gonna be a point guard. When CJ played with Dame, he was a
That's a
shooting
fact.
guard,
That's
not
a
a point
fact.
guard. I mean, you need a point guard, man. Point guard to lead the team, man, to facilitate, man. That and somebody that could take over the game like a Damian Lillard, man. Like Dame, he ain't scared to take over the game. Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, they are scared to take over the game, man. They are scared to take the last
You
shot.
so disrespectful, bro. I swear. Brandon Ingram
You
scared
put
to take
Dame,
over a game.
you give the ball to Damian Lillard. He said, "Give me that. That last shot's mine." You give the game to Brandon Ingram. It's like, let me try to make a play for you, bro, so you can make the last shot.
You so disrespectful. I swear to God.
But but I like the Blazers. I like the Rockets. Those are the two teams that I feel like have the best chance right now that are in the news to go get them. People have mentioned the Hornets. I don't know what the Hornets could possibly offer. I know damn well they ain't offering no damn LaMelo Ball because they would want to see they would want to pair him to LaMelo
That would
Ball.
be nasty. That would be nasty. That would be box office. LaMelo with Zion. My God, that would be nasty.
Yeah, man. I just don't think it would be enough though, because they need, some extra pieces around that Hornets team. But those are the main two teams that I realistically that would make sense for me.
Okay. Okay, so let me start by saying I love Zion. That's when they said should they give him the contract extension, I was like yes, because when he's healthy, he's one of the better players in the league. Now with that, if they're going to trade him, listen to me, Pelicans. I'm looking at you right there in the camera from everybody in the front office. One trade only makes sense. And we're going to start the petition today. If we trade Zion, this is the only trade we're taking. We're not taking Damian Lillard at 32 years old and the third pick, which is a good deal. I'm not going to sit
Speaking
here
of
and say it's a bad deal.
disrespectful,
I'm not sitting here saying that's a bad deal. Calm down, Keo. Because the third pick, you may be able to land a Brandon Miller with Dame, with TJ McCollum. But, we're not taking that. We're not taking that. CJ's 31, Dame's 32. We're not doing that. We're going to stay young. Our core guys are all under 25. The core is under 25. I'm not going to lie to you. That Rockets deal you offered is not bad. If I'm the GM for the Pelicans, I'm looking at it, I'm saying to myself, Jabari Smith, Kevin Porter, and 2 first rounds, the number 4 and the 20, that's fire. That's a lot of capital. A lot of capital. But even then, there's one trade to be made that's better than that. And I'm going to say it now, and I know people are going to say, X, you lost it. If I'm the Pelicans, I'm picking up the phone, and I'm calling San Antonio. You hear it right now, kid? Yeah. Fix your face. Bring the Frenchman to the French Quarter, baby. The Frenchman to the French Quarter. It makes all the sense in the world. Victor Wembanyama to the New Orleans Pelicans for Zion Williamson. And look, if you're San Antonio, you're saying to yourself, why would we do that? He's 19. Zion's only 22. Zion's proven that he can average almost 30 in the NBA. That's not nothing to, Victor, even though I believe in him, he hasn't done it yet. Zion for Victor, and this is where the deal gets a little sweeter for the San Antonio Spurs, because we understand Victor is looked upon as the greatest prospect maybe ever since LeBron James. But if you remember, Zion was that right before Victor's that now. Right before Victor was that Zion was that same person. I partnered Zion with the number 14th overall pick for Victor Wembanyama and the 33rd pick in the second round, and you make that deal happen if you're the Pelicans. You add Victor Wembanyama to what you have in New Orleans with Brandon Ingram, Trey Murphy, Jackson Hayes, Dyson Daniels, and Herb Jones. You got something special. You got something special brewing in New Orleans then. So we're going to start the hashtag. The Frenchman to the French Quarter, baby. The Frenchman to the French Quarter. We got to make it happen. If they're going to trade Zion, which I'm not sitting there saying that's what I want, but for Victor Wembanyama, we're going to make that deal. We'll make that deal. San Antonio, I think it's a win-win for everybody involved here. San Antonio gets a top 15 pick, a still a lottery pick. They get a franchise guy. You get him out of New Orleans where all that good food is at, and you bring him to San Antonio, and you let him ball out with that number 14 pick. You bring Victor into New Orleans, and you tag him with the young talent that they have with that 33rd pick. I think that is the trade that should happen. It would shock it would shock the NBA world. I'm gonna tell you what it would remind me of. And it's not a trade that actually happened, but when Reggie Bush was getting drafted, everybody and their mama said Reggie Bush is going number one. That was all the talk forever. Reggie Bush is going one. And I was actually in New York when it happened. And Houston came and said, we're drafting Mario Williams number one. And it was an uproar. It was an uproar. I think if this trade happens, it's a win-win for both teams. And I truly believe that it would send shockwaves through it. Everybody, NBA wants to own the spotlight. They'll own the spotlight with a move like that.
I don't know, man. That sounds crazy to me, man.
Would you do it if you're the Pelicans?
If they offered me that?
If the Spurs hit you up and said, we'll give you the number one overall pick for Zion Williamson at 14, and we'll throw in the 33rd, would you take that deal?
Yeah, of course I would take the deal.
If you're the Pelicans, you taking the deal?
Yes.
I like it. See, we get deals done, baby.
Yeah, I would definitely take the deal because
if you're the Spurs, are you taking the deal?
If I'm the Spurs, am I taking the deal? I would not take the deal.
Wow. So you think that Victor is he's gonna be a better pro than Zion Williamson?
Yeah, I guess you could say the reason why I wouldn't take that deal because I don't know what I'm getting from Wembanyama. He's a rookie.
So you're taking the deal if you're the Spurs.
No, I'm taking. So if the Spurs contacted me about that deal, if they say, "Hey, we want Zion and we'll give you Wembanyama," I'm taking the deal. If the Pelicans contacted the Spurs, and I'm the Spurs, I'm saying no, I don't want that deal.
So, but you just said that you don't know what you're getting from Wembanyama.
Because
you got me so lost right now.
Because I could deal with that because I wouldn't start him right away. I wouldn't start him right away since my team is just so stacked and loaded because I was able to make it to the playoffs as a 7th seed, especially with no Zion at all. So I would sit him. I would have him develop, No,
but I'm saying if you're San Antonio, what are you doing?
If I wanted to contact the Pelicans and say send me Zion,
yeah.
Well, if I'm the Spurs, I would never contact them. But if I'm the Spurs and I contacted them and I'm the Pelicans, I'll say hell yeah, let's do that deal. But if the Pelicans contacted me, I'm saying no, I don't want that deal.
What would it take for the Pelicans to make that deal if you're the Spurs? Okay, let's role play. I'm the Pelicans GM, you're the Spurs. I got you on the phone. Keo, I got Zion Williamson. I want that #1 pick. What do I have to put with Zion to land Victor Wembanyama?
I definitely want some draft capital for it, and I want some of your younger stars.
So
You
you
know,
so you think Victor is worth Zion, draft capital, and young stars?
yeah,
So if I said, Keel, I'm gonna throw you Zion, I don't even need your 33rd pick back. I'll give you Zion, the number 14th pick, which is a lottery pick, which was around where you got Kawhi Leonard at. I'll give you Zion, the 14th pick, and let's just say I throw you Dyson Daniels, who was a lottery pick.
I probably would consider it.
Okay, okay.
You know, with me, the Spurs, I would like pieces surrounding my team.
And I like Dyson Daniels. So for Dyson, if you see this video, I'm not trying to get rid of you, my guy. I promise you. I don't want to get rid of you. I think Zion and the 14th pick for the 33rd pick in Wembanyama is a fair trade. I think that would be good for both sides. I'm not saying the Spurs will do it. I'm saying, to me, that makes all the sense in the world. You know, if you're San Antonio, you're getting a stud.
I just don't think they would do it though.
I'm not saying they would, but I'm saying
just
we said
looking
if the
at
trade was supposed to, if the Pelicans are going to trade Zion, what should they trade him for? And that's the trade I'm trading for. I'm calling
just
San
looking
Antonio. That's the trade that needs to be made.
just looking at San Antonio and Popovich. Zion's not a San Antonio or Popovich type of guy. Like I just don't see that in him. Like like Houston would makes more sense to me. But I just don't see it. And I don't know. And it's just tough to call it, man, because we don't know what we're getting from Wembanyama, man. He could be a bust. All I know, he could be. He could
But
be
that's
what.
why I feel like the risk is y'all. The you a Spurs fan. Why are you scared to pull that trigger? At the end of the day, you get Zion Williamson. And you're landing
Yeah,
the 14th overall pick for a guy that you don't know. And for the Pelicans, Zion's box office. The only way that you can replace him, you have to get something that's box office. And Wembanyama would make all the sense because you're getting the #1 overall pick. That's going to be box office to go with Brandon Ingram and that young talent. That's the only trade that makes sense to me. If that's the case, New Orleans, I wouldn't trade Zion, not for what Keo's been offered. Even though the Rockets deal is tempting, it's not what San Antonio can offer. And I think that 14 and Zion for that 33rd and Wembanyama, that is the deal that needs to be made. I think everybody out there, if you're a Pelican fan, if you're a Spurs fan, and you love Zion, I think that's the conversation that should be had. New Orleans, hit me up. You want your boy to come through and be part of that front office. We make deals over here. We get deals done. Holla at your boy. I'm not joking neither when I'm saying all this stuff. I really believe that you get me in that front office, we're going to make a bunch of moves happen. But that's what I see. That's the only move that should be made.
yeah, man. It's tough though, man. I don't see the Spurs and Pelicans. I don't see it happening. I just don't see him as a Zion. The Spurs as somebody a product. I don't see it. Zion as a product of San Antonio.
And he
Obviously.
loves Texas. I mean, he loves Dallas. He's more of a Dallas guy. He's been on numerous things saying Dallas is his favorite city. He wouldn't be in Dallas, but he'd be in Texas.
I mean, going to Texas, or I mean Dallas. No, that's a different story. That'll be interesting.
Okay.
Now
Let me ask you this: Will Zion be in a Pelicans uniform next year? Yes or no?
I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say yeah. I think he will be in the Pelicans uniform. I'm not sure how serious these talks are, because we always hear talks about Damian Lillard. We always hear talks about like guys like Clay Thompson, and I just think we always hear talks about Bradley Beal. Obviously, Bradley Beal's back. The story's back again. I just think I just wouldn't be too serious about this. If it if the news keeps picking up, then that's when I'll be like, okay, this is something serious.
Okay, I agree with you. I think he'll be in a Pelicans uniform next year. I will say this though, to the front office of the Pelicans one more time: if you move Zion, it better be for Victor Wembanyama. That's all I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it right there. And I don't mind that. The Frenchman to the French Quarter, baby. Louisiana, what up?
Yeah, you would like that.
Hey man, we making moves in Louisiana, bro. Calm down.
All right. Well, there we have it, folks. It's a quick little bit of MBS Uncensored, and give us what you guys think of this. Should Zion get traded? If not, where? And obviously, you know, the Spurs.
If he's traded, everybody that's gonna comment. Who should the Pelicans trade him for? If they're gonna trade him, who should they trade him for? I say Wembanyama. That's the only deal I really want to make if I'm the Pelicans. And Keo's saying Dame Lillard in the third, which is not a bad offer. By no stretch of the match, I'm not saying it's a bad deal. Because I love Dame. You know, Dame's one of my favorite players. And then the Rockets offer of Kevin Porter, Jabari Smith, who I like both of those young guys. And the 4th and 20 is not a bad deal. But the deal that has to be made, if it's going to be made, is Wembanyama, the prodigy. 7'2". 7'2". 7'2". Frenchman at 19 years old. That's what needs to be made. Y'all comment below. Y'all let us know.